I know that we've talked about the cap being a myth a lot. Well, it becomes even easier because the cap is going up a shitload, like $22 million or $22.5 million, something like that. The cap is going to go up for next year. So teams that were in kind of a little bit of a salary cap hell, or maybe had to work some extra deals, some struggles, not in such dire straits now. My Cleveland Browns included. What do you make of this big number, big increase into the salary cap going into
Well,
2025?
yeah, we knew that the salary cap was going to increase. I think most places kind of show you what the low end might end up looking like. But today, the NFL did actually announce it's going to be going up from 255.4 million last year, which was a monumental increase, up to 277.5 to 281.5. So there's what $4 million swing area in there for this next upcoming season for this offseason. New league year is going to start here really quick. Pretty huge jump, and it's easy to project kind of that low end, but still, this is a monumental increase. I think it's been over 55 million the past 2 years that it's gone up. And if you think about it that way, the average starting like top 10-ish quarterback makes around 50 to 55 million a year annually. So just in the cap increases over the last 2 years, you're able to now pay for one of those quarterbacks if that's how it worked, but it isn't because players and agents and everything, they look differently. They look to, hey, get their guy the next biggest contract. They look at percentage of how much that cap space is going to be taken up for a team. Quarterbacks, they try to keep them around the 12.5 to 15% range of taking up cap space on a team. Those are getting bloated still. It's just going to mean that some of the contracts that happen at those premier positions are definitely going to be going up considerably. But I mean, that's nothing new. It's something we see every year. It's just with these bigger jumps, where is that ceiling going to be? When is it going to start to peter off again?
That
Uh,
TV money is coming for a long, long time, 10-year deal.
yeah, well, when you have streaming services, I consider YouTube TV to still be a streaming service, but they're added in because the direct TV money went away and that went into streaming service money. But then on top of that, you do have the games that made it onto Netflix. You obviously have Amazon Prime for the Thursday games. Streaming is obviously the new way to watch TV. That's the main way that Americans take in their TV. So it's only natural to bring sports onto that. And those contracts, they keep getting bloated more and more each year. I don't think people like y- it was different with cable TV. Like you kind of had a set rate, like you're paying this much per month for that TV. Streaming services, it's tough to keep track of. You got Hulu and Netflix and Amazon, all these different things, and they all just kind of be like, this year we're going up by another $5 or another $10 or something like that, and they just kind of slip it by you. Before you know it, when your TV bill might have gone up like $5-10 a year, now you're getting it that much per service. You're paying an extra $80 per year for each of your streaming services, and that is going somewhere, and it's not just in the pockets of the owners of those streaming services, but when you have big groups like the NFL with the biggest sport in the US essentially, uh, they're getting a big hunk of it too, and that ends up going into things like the cap, like we're seeing here. So it's pretty impressive, and we'll see.
Sports made
I
up 186. Sports made up 186 out of the 200 largest broadcasts for the year 2024. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's tons and tons and tons of money. And those deals just got bigger and bigger.
yeah, it's not going away. It'll keep getting bigger. Um, and look, it provides some of that relief for teams who are in struggle bus situations, like your Browns, like the Saints. It doesn't fix things for sure. Like there's still a lot of work to be done. And teams can only project this out so far. You can only kind of look a season ahead to kind of get an idea of what sort of cap relief you might be getting. Because at some point in time, they are going to start to hit more of a ceiling. where things have to even out a little bit. But for a year like this year, it's a good thing for teams that do need that cap help. So congratulations to
Yeah.
your Browns and the other teams around the league that needed that little bit extra.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with you in the fact that it's going to level out at some point. There is no reason why it should.
It's not going to level. I'm just like, it's not going to be exponential like it has been.
I don't know, man, because you got to think that this deal is the next, 8 more years they're on this thing, and they're moving at this rate. You don't imagine that with this type of deal that ratings are necessarily going to go down. Now, obviously, a lot of things can happen, especially in the political landscape. Ratings could drop, but the NFL has never been more popular, and the money has never been greater. There's just the NFL is a money printing fucking factory. I think it is the largest money making apparatus in the entire United States. So I can't imagine there's going to be a point where it's like, oh, well, it can't just keep going. We're going to just this money, these deals, because it sells so much. 186 out of the last 200 of the top 200 telecasts were sports related, and most of those being the NFL. Everybody loves money. Everybody wants to make money, and the NFL fucking prints it for you. So they're just gonna those numbers are just gonna keep going up, I think, which is great. But the contract numbers are gonna start touching those NBA, MLB level numbers at some point here in the next 10 years, I think.
I mean, you're gonna feel really foolish when no one has time to watch TV because we're fighting the Gorloks, the alien race that comes up from under the ocean, and Atlantis has resurfaced and all that. No one's got time for TV because the satellites are knocked out, and we're fighting hand-to-hand combat with some sort of a new species out there. You're gonna feel really silly. Like,
listen, if we're gonna live in the golden age, you got to fight for it.
Yeah, I guess.